minute each. Let's say, do you know anything about Ganesh or whatever it is? Half a minute each.
So you want that out next time.
Start from
Let's start with you, because you definitely know.
I definitely know.
Yeah.
What I know about Ganesh is Om. Om is Ganesh. It's equal. Totally 100% equal. Ganesh is nothing more than Om. And Om is nothing more than Ganesh. This is my harmony.
Okay.
You have 25 seconds.
And
I did it just in 5 seconds.
and representation of the elephant face.
Okay. In Indian history and philosophy, Ganesh is the son of Shiva. So, yeah. In Thailand, it's just elephant god, but in Indian tradition, it is the son of Shiva. He has a body of human and head of elephant because of one very sad story. When Shiva came back home after very long war, some kind of 20 years or more, and he didn't know that he has son because when he went to war, he didn't know that his wife Parvati was already pregnant, and when he came back to his house, he saw that some man is protecting the entrance, and he was like, what's happening? And they had a fight, and Shiva cut the head of this man and entered his house and saw his wife, and after that he knew that it was his son. And he has had to do something with this. So he was trying to find some help of his friends and other gods. And one solution, I don't remember the story how he found the solution, but the solution was to go to the forest, and the first creature with which he will meet, he had to cut the head of this creature and put the head on shoulders of his son. And the first creature he has met was elephant. So this is how happened that now we have this Ganesh.
Okay.
When he put the head on shoulders, it immediately became alive.
What is the connection to Om?
This is what news.
Okay. Now, next.
What I know also is Ganesha is representing wisdom. It's celebrated around September, something like that, and most of the
Oh, good.
students they are worshiping him because he can give like good insight or good like energies for the future exams. So it's really representing wisdom. Maybe also that's why he has a elephant head, because elephants are famous for their intelligence, memory, and so on. I think that's all
Good. Next.
I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, tell me what
But
is
when I was a kid, I lived with my family in India for 2 years.
Oh,
when I was
2 years. Great.
Yeah. And I really liked Ganesh. It was everywhere like a picture.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought it was a little funny, and I
It's
had
cute.
like a bowl with
Cute.
Yeah, cute. It's like a bowl with round stuff that looks delicious.
A bow?
A bowl, yeah.
Huh.
I think it was in.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that he
Chocolate bowl.
No, there was a
and he rides on a rat, right? Or a mouse.
ah,
That's true. That's I remember.
It's okay. There was a message. It
I
said,
know that's why I want to
Yes,
just
here, the
disconnect
little
it
mouse
doesn't
in
bother
the picture.
because it's some
go
groups
here.
here and
Here.
yeah,
Like a
just
little in the
click
front and the middle.
and
It's
just
small.
say how
And you
do I
set
do
a
this?
bow and half the it comes down. Like
Yeah,
something like that.
because otherwise we'll make sense.
Yes, okay. Okay. Anybody else? Next.
I don't have anything.
I don't know much about it.
Nothing about Ganesh.
Yeah.
You know that he's big belly.
Yeah, you have big belly.
I didn't realise that. I know it's a great place to dance in town. It's-
Okay.
And
Can see
that's
the
kind of it for me.
Anything you want to say?
Yeah. Ah, yeah.
I also don't know much. I know, like, from what I heard, is the god that people use to remove obstacles, but
Mm.
very to remove obstacles. And
Mm.
also, the version that I heard about the head was a little bit funnier. That it was just, it happened just like in a rage. Like he was mad at his son, so he cut his head because he couldn't control himself.
Ah.
And Parvati was like, "What are you doing? Go ahead and give him another head immediately." And then he
What
went.
the hell? What the hell are you doing? Okay, what about you? You should be knowing more than others.
No, really.
What?
High expectations is a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Huh?
High expectations is a lot of stress.
I don't know much about it.
But you put some music on. Om Gangana Pataya Nama.
I just know one mantra. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha.
Okay, and what?
And I know statues are all around Bali.
There was one- You had put one music on earlier.
The,
Sing that one. No, that music was there. Sing that one, na.
this one.
You had, there one line mantra was going on.
Which one?
When you walked into the room.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that on.
You won't
Oh,
disconnect
that
me,
was
na?
I will disconnect you, yeah.
No,
I
don't
want
do
us to be connected. So
Can you just play there?
We'll keep you on.
You can play there, na,
Yeah,
without.
you still got yours.
Huh?
Still got YouTube or something. I've only got YouTube on there.
Okay.
But wait, you go on yours because you got Spotify.
It was Om Gang Ganapataya Nama. Om Gang Ganapataya Nama. And Deva Premal was singing. Om Gang Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataya Namaha. Like that. She was singing. Deva Premal. Beautiful singer.
Oh, yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Deva Premal, you don't know? Oh my God. Everybody
I
should.
said you the link again.
Deva Premal is the most famous Western singer of Indian things. She is very sweet and she knows music well, but what she sings is technically wrong. But it's okay. She sings very beautiful. She's one of the best. Okay, we got one visitor. Oh, David Jaroch. He's from Michigan. He's my boss.
She's online?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
everybody should meet David. King David, come on.
Hello.
King David is professor of mathematics from.
Hello, David.
Generally, when he is there, he's eating. And
No,
very good yoga teacher, math teacher, and he's
There you go.
a very exceptional
WhatsApp,
carpenter.
yeah, the link is there.
He can make. David, we are in Thailand now, and you should come here. You will love this place. And lot of wood is there, and space is also there. So you can. They said they will pay you for making props. Very good.
I usually don't take any payment for my work.
Very big
No?
passport.
Then do
I
it
just
free.
do it.
So David is my close friend. We talk almost
Energy sharing.
every day. Okay, so now we will start this program little bit. See, my first satsang was here. She calls it satsang. You can call it whatever you like. But in the first satsang, I told you about little bit about where the yoga came from. Okay. So yoga is a branch of Indian philosophy. You have to know. So that portion I'll cover in 5 minutes. See, what happens in the Indian history, the very oldest thing available in the Indian history and also in the history of the entire world. This is the oldest thing available. And that thing is called Veda. So because it's the oldest thing available and that is the first kind of knowledge, because human being and all the other animals, the main difference between human beings and other animals is the search for knowledge. Like if the cat comes here, she will drink some water, milk, etc. She can come and no. She will cuddle or something like that. But she will not listen to my speech and try to know that or what is going on. She won't even think about what the hell is going on here. So only human beings out of all the animals tries to search of knowledge. Okay. Now that knowing is called vid. And the entire collection of that knowledge is called Veda. So where this knowledge is coming from, etc., nobody knows. All are only predictions or what is it called? Prediction or assumptions, or there is one more name. It starts with P only, but they are all predictions. Huh?
Prediction.
So what happens is that some people think that it is maybe 2000 years old. Some people think it is 1 million year old, like that. And in India, they don't put the dates on anything. Nobody knows when Patanjali was born. So there are various theories and historians write that. But in India, they are not interested in the dates. They are interested in what is sense. Or that is the way Indian thing is. Now the India has changed little bit in the last 200 years because of evil British Empire. And now the historical fact, you are not British. You are not from Wales. Are you from Wales? Then only you are British. But anyway, so the concept of keeping the date started very recently. But no matter what you do, you cannot find the date. So they think because there is no date and there is also no mention who wrote it. Even the mention of the person who wrote it is not there. All of them are using the same name. Like Vyasa. Vyasa was one person, but later on all the people started writing Vyasa only as their name. Or in Advaita Vedanta, the Advaita Vedanta was created long ago, but then it was totally documented or formulated by one great scholar called Shankara. And this Shankara was born in Kerala. You can still see his house there. And he was born in around 600 AD. So this Shankara made it a total integrated system of Advaita Vedanta, which we are not talking today. But after him, this became the most powerful philosophical system in the world, including all the religions. There is nobody who has gone beyond Advaita Vedanta in terms of the core philosophical idea. So this we are not studying today. But after that, what happened is all his followers, they use the name Shankara only. So we don't know which Shankara we are talking about. So they don't want to use their name. They want to give the credit to that first one. Similarly, these Vedas, they don't know where it came from. So it is called Amanush. Amanush means it is not a human creation. So there is another method of explaining it, that these Vedas are revealed to certain human beings. They're automatic revelation. They're not like they start like me and wrote a Adi Yoga book and afterwards got PhD for it. Not like that. They got the knowledge automatically. That is called Vedas. Now, the interesting is, this thing is written in a form. It is written in a particular form. And you have to go on singing them. So the Vedas are initially should be only sung. Should not try to understand them. First, you have to go on singing them. So the first step is only chant. Then only few of them, like 1 out of million, will be ready for understanding them. That is called as meaning. So after the meaning is revealed, then there is exposition. So tomorrow I'll send you some photographs of one place where I used to go recently. So they are only chanting them. So the way the chanting goes is that you admit your child there at the age of, or generally at the age of 8. So they will admit a child there and then they will put this thread on that child like this. Okay. And their job is, they are given to the teacher. They have to forget the house and all that. But nowadays they go to mother from time to time for some festivals. But they are supposed to stay with the teacher only. So generally it takes at least 12 years for that child. So from age of 8 to age of 20 or something like that, that child will be studying with that teacher. And their job is, the teacher will sit like this and teacher will say, Om Bhadram Karne Vetanayama Deva. Then the child will say, Om Bhadram Karne Ve. That means he did not complete. Then the teacher will say again, Om Bhadram Karne Vetanayama Deva. And if the child does it correctly, then the teacher will say like that. Like that means repeat it 7 times. So after that he does 7 times, the teacher will tell the second statement. Then third statement, like that. Okay. Each of these statements is to be chanted and it requires extreme concentration of mind. You cannot write down notes, nothing. Okay. So this is called mantra. Mantra means only chanting. That's all. Finish. Now, mantra means each one statement in Vedas. Okay. Now, the collection of many mantras is called rucha. And rucha means a prayer. Okay. And the collection of all the ruchas is called Rigved. Rig means richa and Veda means this CH becomes G in the Sanskrit grammar. So Rigved is a collection of prayers and there are 14,500 prayers in Rigved alone. So that child has to memorize all those 14,500 prayers. Exactly. If he memorizes that, then he will be called as first level Vedic chanter. First level. Now, this chanting can be done in 8 different ways. So today I will show you one rucha and how it can be chanted in various ways. Okay. So that is our first thing. We'll do one rucha and some ways. At least 2 ways we'll do. And we'll try to do Ganesh rucha. Okay. Because today I want to worship Ganesh. Now what you have to understand is, see, this is the Rigved, that's the original Vedas. Then after those chanting is done, that chanting meaning in terms of what to do, because that chanting is in a mantra form. It is not just like Om Gang Ganapati. It's not a song. It is exactly Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Like that, you have to sing it in a particular tune. Now, these are to be applied to for certain purpose. So, this prayer should be applied to some purpose. That purpose is called Viniyoga. So, if you know, there is one yoga teacher. His name is Desikachar. So, he came up with a style called Viniyoga. So, Viniyoga means he wants to, his father gave him this idea. And his father was one of the greatest teachers of this century, Krishnamachar, who was the same teacher for Baike Sayangar and Patabi Joyce and A.G. Mohan, and all these great teachers came from him. Everybody is teaching differently because the teacher was like an encyclopedia. So when he told Desikachar, who was an engineer originally. So that time Krishnamacharya already became older. So Krishnamacharya became very, very mature. Not only he was a great person, but he became also mature. When he taught B.K. Sangar, he was not that mature. So he taught B.K. Sangar all heavy stuff. So if you look at B.K. Sangar's class, he'll say, make it straight, like that.
We
So-
have company. Go out front.
So he is very focused on physical alignment, etc. Then if you look at Patabi Joyce, at the time of Patabi Joyce, he told this Vinyasa method. It was invented by Krishnamacharya only. That time Krishnamacharya was a school teacher as a physical education teacher, and he had no money. So he had to work as a teacher. So he created one style. So it looks like physical exercise for the students, but actually it is made up of yoga poses. So that's called Ashtanga Vinyas Yoga. Okay, so that he started Ekam inhale, to exhale, and go on doing for 1.5 hours. Only young people can do such a thing. If an older person like, I should not say his name, if they do it, then they'll break. So this is Ashtanga Vinyas. But when he met Desikachar, that time Krishnamacharya was actually mature. So he said that, see, you have to first watch the person and then teach the yoga according to his body. If he's Russian, you can abuse little bit. But if it is like a ordinary, like some very poor girl, don't stress her too much. Or if she has a problem, you should try to address the problem first. So this is called as Viniyog, means you have to apply that method. That is why if you look at Desikachar's method, he says, okay, bend your knees, bend only as much as possible. Relax if you want. I will give you coffee. And yeah, exactly. Then what happens is B.K. Sagar gets mad. He says, what the hell are you doing? Are you teaching yoga or teaching them to relax? So this way, this Viniyog. So they have to apply this mantra for different purposes. That's hot. Good point.
It's not important.
Oh. So what happens is, see, you have to understand that these prayers they are doing, there is a purpose of that prayer. So in that community, that life is totally natural. I think something like today Thailand. Thailand is like one of the most natural you can get. If you go to New York City, you'll feel totally messed up. So what happens now is, in that natural setting, all these people, they know that in the nature, there are certain things which are very prominent. For example, every morning the sun comes, in the evening the sun goes. If sun is not coming, something is going to happen. If there is a eclipse for too long, that will be something happening. So the sun is coming, and when the sun is there, the trees are getting grown, and something about the tree and the sun is there. If I don't give any sun to the tree, after some time the tree is dying. So there is a relation between sun and the tree. Not only sun, but tree, but even human beings will die. So the sun, water, fire, all these are very, very powerful. Fire, if fire is not there at all, zero fire means will be fired. So they came to know that there are certain important powers in the universe. So they call those powers as divine powers. See, divine is an English word, but in Sanskrit they are called Deva. Okay. So Deva means a very, very divine power. For example, sun, or a power of rain, or a power of learning. Some people learn faster or something like there's a power in them, like, or power of knowledge, etc., etc. Now, all these devas, these are having no form at all in Indian philosophy. They are only the conceptual power. So they want to pray to those powers. Like they want to pray to, they know that sleep is very, very, very important. If you don't get sleep, you are going to go crazy. You might even kill yourself if you don't get enough sleep. So that sleep is called nidra. Okay. So now for each of these power, they have a prayer. And prayer is called rucha. So there is a Nidra prayer. So there is one prayer in Vedas. It says, "Oh goddess, sleep. Please, please come every day. And please, without you, I cannot survive," like that. Okay. And this, I'm just dramatizing, but it is written more seriously. So this is one prayer for Nidra, one prayer for sun, one prayer for this. The prayer for sun, all of you know. It's called Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo O Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Okay. So all these divine powers, they are called Deva, and there are prayers for them. And now what happens is that there are 10,400 prayers in Rigved, which is a collection of prayers. Now these prayers have to be applied for certain purpose. That's called Viniyo. And that Viniyo is in another Veda text. That text is called Yajurved. So Yajurved has got some mantras, some from here and some additional. And in that, what they are doing is they are applying those mantras and applying them for purpose. For example, suppose he wants to get 10 children, or he doesn't get child now, he wants to get a child. Then there is a power which gives the child. So he's going to pray to that progeny goddess using these mantras, but he doesn't know how to sing these mantras correctly. So he's going to go to a person who is expert in those mantras, who have already memorized them, and he knows exactly how to do it. And that application of those mantras is written in the Yajurved. So Yajurved will have one small section where when somebody wants a child, but that person has to be correct. If he's not a correct person, you may not, like if you have Dalai Lama, you may not get child. You have to get a person who knows exactly that mantra for child. Okay. So if you look at Ramayana, Ramayana, Rama's father is not getting a child. He's 86-year-old, still not getting a child. So he cannot give the prince to the country. So then he goes to the one such a person, and then he does that mantra, and he gets 1, 2, 3, 4 children he gets. So that something they do. But this Yajurved is Yajur means to do the prayer using those mantras in a technical manner. So Yajurved is a technical application. Okay. And Yajurved is the beginning of Indian architecture. So these prayers is not an ordinary thing. Like there is a certain total construction of that thing is there. Like first you have to make a fire. Then in this fire, you have to have, suppose you have to have some ghee. This ghee should be earned by that person. You cannot buy it from the market. That person has to work hard and make that ghee, like from his own income. Okay. Now, there is Yajaman, means there are two persons who are going to benefit from that prayer. Okay. They are the one who will get the final benefit. The person who chants doesn't get any benefit. See, you have to understand that the Indian community, the Brahmin, he's not supposed to get any benefit. His job is only to chant, that's all. He's to first memorize 12 years to 18 years. Then he has to only chant for other people. He cannot get any benefit. So the real concept of priest in the religion is priest should not get any benefit. No ornaments and no white dress and no crap. Only work for the people, that's all. You have to go and talk to the people. The people give him some food or they give one room or something like that. That's all. That's what the priest does. So there is a priest or the main person who is doing this. Now, when they chant the mantras, they have to, this fire is required. Okay. The concept of fire is out of these devas, one god is fire. Fire itself is one god. Okay, that is called Agni. So the first mantra of Rigved is Agni Mede Purohitam. Very first mantra in the entire Vedas is Agni Mede Purohitam. Purohitam means messenger. This idea of messenger went into Jesus Christ and Muhammad. These are all messengers of the God. But those are religious ideas. This is a technical idea that fire is the messenger of the God. Agni Mele Purohitam. You have to then, now the idea is that you make the fire, okay? Now you have to first pray to the fire. And there are many other priests are there. One person goes on putting the ghee. One person sings certain kind of mantras. Other person, this whole arrangement where they will sit, what direction they will face, where this location of this entire thing is written in the Yajurveda. That if you look from the top, it will be like fire here, then priest sits here, the ghee person here, Yajaman sits next to him, like that. This whole thing is called Vastu. From here, the feng shui of India came. So the house should east facing or south facing. All these ideas of the architecture, they are coming from Yajurveda. Okay. Anyway, now here we'll stop. After this, there is a third level of Vedas. In that Veda, what they are doing is they want to sing those prayers. This is all chanting. The chanting looks very, very technical. I'll show you one chant now. See. Om Bhadram Karnebheshtanayama Deva Bhadram Vashemakshvirya Jatra Thirairangai Chishtuvasastanuve Vesheva Deva Hitayadayu. Like that. So, in the Yajurveda, they apply those same mantras in different ways. Now, later, they came up with a singing method. So, that singing is called Sama. Sama means singing, and Sama Veda means how to sing those prayers to please those gods at the end of this ceremony. So, those singing will be like this. Like that. Okay. Now, from that, Indian classical music came. That's the beginning of the Indian classical music. So, you said the Indian classical music is they will be doing this for 1 hour. So, if you do not know what they are doing, you will be thinking that they are only stupid. But it takes like at least 12 to 13 years to get there. I told you that it took me 11 years for Om only. So, what I want to tell you is Sama Veda is very, very, very important. So, the classical music comes from that. Okay. Now, these are the real 3 Vedas. That's all, the real 3 Vedas. So, if you look at Indian literature, Vedic literature, 3 Vedas are important. Now, after some time, 4th Veda came. That is considered the most inferior Veda. That means all these Vedas, they have certain purpose, which I will tell you now. But the 4th Veda is called Atharva Veda. And this Veda contains Tantrism, Ayurveda, and mantras to hypnotize others. Mantras to hypnotize others. Like if you want to hypnotize somebody and get your thing done, or magic, black magic. So this Atharva Veda, it contains all this stuff. So some of this stuff is very, very good and powerful. For example, some part of Tantrism is good. Some is very bad. That's why Tantrism is a very, very bad method for a common man. Because they might go into the only bad part of it. It is like, suppose wine is good for health. I don't know whether it is. But suppose you think like that. But there are many people who will drink a lot of wine. And they will become alcoholic. I know one person who died of only wine. He's taking 1 or 2 bottles every day. Okay. So what I want to tell you, Ayurveda also is considered as a good part of the Atharva Veda, where they are telling the lifestyle. But Ayurveda contains some very bad part. For example, drinking blood, eating meat, or hypnotism. This part of Ayurveda people do not know. Or even the medical part in Ayurveda is bad. Because it gives you an idea that you can fix yourself. You can never fix yourself. Your body only fixes itself. But if you are in pain, you can reduce the pain. That same idea is in the allopathy or homeopathy or any pathy or acupuncture, all the pathies are same. Idea is that you got the pain due to something, you try to reduce the pain. It doesn't fix the problem. Problem will fix only by the reason. You have to know the cause, why you got it. So Ayurveda has one good part which is called lifestyle. That means you should do a particular lifestyle so you will not get into the problem. But if you got into problem, they're giving some temporary solution, not permanent solution. But that temporary solution became permanent methodology and the forget lifestyle. Lifestyle forgotten. So the Ayurvedic people, they are not following Ayurveda. They are only doing the medical part because that's the only one they will get money. If they tell you that, every day you should sleep when there is sunset, when there is wake up, then take 2 hours sleep in the afternoon. It's called Vamagukshi. Nobody does that. If they tell you, okay, this tablet, then your cough will be reduced. They will do it. So that's why the Ayurvedic doctors get money by only medicine. If they tell lifestyle, nobody will give money, medicine to them. So anyway, this is the Atharva Ved. We are not going into that. But it contains some very powerful and useful prayers are there. And I'll sing one prayer from that today. Okay. So this much you have to understand. This is the basis. Now, this entire thing is only praying to those deities to get what you want. That means they are praying to them, please give me lot of gold. I want lot of gold. Or I want to have 10 wives and many children. I want 100 horses, all elephants I should have. Lot of wealth and food and everything I want. So if you look at the prayers and their meaning, exactly it is saying that. Okay, so if you want, you can look at this prayer on YouTube. So take the picture. Please, thank you. This will be. So there is one prayer which is a very big one. It can continue for up to 1 month continuously. Once I did it for 3 days. Okay. So there are 12 Brahmins, you have to have 10 persons singing. And that prayer is called Rudra. So you look at this Rudra from, and there is one portion where it says, Chame, 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 means please, and Cha means and, me means give me. Please give me wife. I want beautiful wife, Jewish beautiful wife. I want 10 wives, at least 15 cattle. I want this like that. I want 10 wives white and 10 girl, 10 black. Exactly, that's they're saying that. And they want it, and they're honest. They're telling them, I want all this stuff. So this you have to understand that they're asking for what they want. Okay. Now the last thing, what they want, maximum thing they want, that became the basis of Christian religion and Muslim religion. The maximum thing they want is, they are saying that all these things what we have, we want to enjoy them lot. No stoppage. Lot of enjoyment. That means if I want to have sex, I should enjoy the sex as much as I want whole day. I should not feel tired at all. Everything like that. I want to eat mangoes. I should go on eating mangoes until I eat as much as I want. There is no need of, I feel hungry or something like that. I want maximum. That whole concept of lot of enjoyment is called heaven.
Heaven.
Heaven. Heaven means where a place you go there, and once you go there, you are bodiless. It's called videha. Videha means your enjoyment is currently on the earth, it's coming due to body. Deha means body. So suppose you want to have sex with opposite sex, or I don't know, same sex. But once you start having sex, after some time you can't continue it because your body will do whatever it has to do and it will stop. Or if I want to eat mangoes, I have to eat it through my mouth, and after some time my mouth will not feel the taste of the mango. Or the stomach will be bloated and I can't eat any more mangoes. So in the Videhas, they have no body. That entire thing you have to study. It's not a joke. It is written in Patanjali. Bhava pratyayo videha prakruti layanam. That's the sutra. So there he says how the Videhas live. So they can enjoy everything maximum. that place, they never bodily die. There is no bodily death because there is no body at all. So that is called as heaven. So in the Christianity and Muslim, this is the maximum they have reached. No, it doesn't matter, but for them it makes sense. Okay. So what I'm saying is that they are trying to go there. Now, some of the people, the idea of the heaven, how do you get to the heaven? See, to get to heaven, you have to do that ceremony and do the proper mantras. Om ta 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 ta. Whole day you have to do mantras, and then as a part of that Yajurved, you have to give your wealth to poor people. You have to donate lot, and you have to do many, many good things. That good thing is called punya. And by punya, you get good karma. And good karma leads to good effects. Good means enjoyable effects. So they continued this, but after what happens is that in that this all first prayer, it later went into philosophy of the whole thing of a human life. That philosophy is written in the second level literature. This is first level literature called Vedic first literature, Vedas. Second is called Upanishad. Okay. In Upanishad, this human life is totally analyzed. What happens? Do you really go to heaven? What will happen? If you go to heaven, exactly what will happen, etc., etc., etc. So they say that what will happen is, after some time, you will exhaust that karma. So everybody has certain bank account. When they finish spending that account, they will be zero. So you will take 1 year, I will take 10 years, or he will take 50 years. But one day that account will be zero. So when that good karma will become zero, they will come back to the earth again. And only in the human life you create karma, either good or bad. All other animals, you only exhaust the karma, like cat and all, she is exhausting the karma. She is not creating new karma. And God also, they are only enjoying the good karma. So there are 7 states of existence. They are called 7 lokas. Lokas samasta sukhido bhavantu. Prayer, you must have heard. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thus, loka doesn't mean this world, like it's translated in the book. Loka means those 7 lokas. Now, they said that they want to go beyond heaven. So, this idea in philosophy came that I don't want to have the body and mind at all. That I explained to you last time, so I'm not going to explain now. So, but they want to go into spiritual realization. Spiritual realization and spiritual liberation. This concept came. This concept is only in Indian philosophy. To some extent, it is in others' philosophy, and it is called salvation. Salvation. So, if you become, if you surrender yourself to Jesus, you get salvation, not president's post. So, realization and then liberation. So, liberation is called moksha. So, you'll see some institutes called moksha yoga. Okay. Now, in moksha, what happens is that you get totally liberated and no more there is a pain or there is, you are totally in a neutral state. In the Patanjali, it's called Kaivalya, last state. Purushartha Shunyanam Gunanam Pratiprasava Kaivalyam Swarupa Pratishtava Chiti Shakti Riti. Anyway, so this idea you have to understand, okay? So the aim of the entire Indian philosophy, the whole final aim is moksha. This is the maximum. After moksha, there is nothing to be done. Okay, so this basis you have to understand. Now, take the picture.
What happens after moksha?
After moksha, the soul gets liberated from body-mind complex. And he's merged with the universal soul. Nothing. He's merged in the universal soul. So there is no more pain and pleasure.
So, but the soul is still inside of the body. For
No
example,
body is there. Body is gone.
the person is reaching moksha. For example,
No, not person. As soon as he has got to spiritual realization, the body will start decaying and he will die.
it's like
He will be dead. You have to study that. Okay, you have to study the Patanjali fourth chapter. Study the Patanjali fourth chapter. Okay, it's not a small thing; it's a very big one. It will take at least 3 hours to tell you. Okay, so anyway, it is not simple like doing Vajrasana or Halasana. So now what I want to tell you is that why we are talking about Ganesh. See, these devas na in the original Vedas, these are all formless. They are formless. There is no form. Only the power is there. So there are 34 types of Vedas, gods, types that we are not going to go through. But all these devas together is called group of devas. And that group is called Gana. Gana is a group of devas, not group of people on the earth, like it is told in the translations. Now, the god of that group, the deva of devas, is called Gana Isha. Ganesha. And Ganesh is the god of gods in that sense. Therefore, when you do any ceremony for whatever prayer you do for any deva, first you have to do Ganesh only. So you will see that Ganesh is called as first to be prayed always by humans and by gods also. So the Ganesh is the god of gods. Okay. Now, this first thing what we'll do now is the prayer of Ganesh in the Vedas, the original Vedas. We'll play. Okay. Only few minutes, not too long. It's only few lines. What is the password? I had the same last year. Gold, I like that.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an all-in-one productivity software where you can manage everything and anything.
Okay, so first we will sing this prayer, or not sing, we'll hear this prayer in a simple way. Like, see, when you study the Veda mantras, they want each and every letter to be correct. So the way it is taught is like this. See, if you want to sing this is a hypothetical example. Om Ganganapate Nama. So they are first going to say Om. Om, Om. Om should come correctly for that student. Until Om comes correctly, he is not going to tell anything more. Then he will say Gum, 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 Gum. Then he is going to say G, G, G. Then he will say No, No, No. This is called letter by letter. After that, he is going to say Om, Ganapataye, Ganapataye, Ganapataye. Word should come correct. Then he's going to say the entire sentence. Om Gang Ganapataye Nama. Om Gang Ganapataye Nama. Everything should come perfectly. So this is called as different levels of learning. So all those 40,000 prayers, each and every statement has to be told correctly. So if you do it correctly and hear it, that only in India you can do it. You can't do it in US. You have to, when you hear them, suppose there are 21 priests in one room and they are singing that prayer and you stand outside, you will think that only one is singing, which I'll show you now. Only one is singing, you'll feel, because they are so perfect. Even the second to second amount in each letter, how much they are going to spend, is already decided. That's why Indian classical music is hard, because that raga system, you can't go if you go little bit wrong, means it's a different raga. Anyway, so that I have not already searched here. but I'm going to assume that they are doing it correctly. Most of them are doing wrong. But we will assume. So I will show you one way of singing that prayer from where I know. Okay, this may be okay, not bad. Explanation. No. Okay, let's try this one. So just listen to this for 1 minute only. Close the eyes. You have to listen, not watch.
गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नो दिभिस्सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नो दिभिस्सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नो दिभिस्सीदसादनम्.
So there are around 10 priests are there. Okay, they are all singing and it comes exactly same. So these prayers meaning everything I'm not going to tell you, but just for your reference, I will write here. It starts like this. You can search in the Google. Om. If you search this much, you will find it in Google, in the YouTube. Okay. So this is first level of that prayer. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavina Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmana Brahmanaspata Anashunvannuti Bisida Sadanam Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Like that. Okay. So we did this one. Now that same prayer I will tell you in different way. Okay. And you can see how long it takes for just to this same prayer. Just now we sang that prayer 3 times to get, so 3 times took around less than 1 minute. Now that same prayer I will show you in different way. Okay. Now this is called Ghana part. Ghana part means, suppose you have Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. There are 4 letters. Okay. So the way you have to sing them is Om Gam Om Ganapataye Ganapataye Om Gam Ganapataye. Like this, there is a permutation and combination. It goes like that. So the entire 14,000 of those mantras you have to sing in Gana part. It takes 1.5 a month continuous. And you have to not make single mistake if you want to be called Ganapati. So there are 10 now maybe in India. So you should not make a single mistake. So all the examiners who are sitting there, their only job is to find whether he does one mistake. If he does one mistake, means repeat the whole thing. Next year, not that same year. So this is that same mantra what we did just now in Gana part. This also 4 are there. Close the eyes. You have to close the eyes and listen.
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम् तेषु सेदगणपते गणेश त्वामाहुर्विप्रतमं कवीनाम् न ऋते त्वक्रियते किञ्चनारे महामर्कं मघवं चित्रमर्च आतून इन्द्रक्षुमन्तं चित्रं ग्राभं सङ्गृभाय महाहस्ते दक्षिणेन ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः गणानां त्वा गणानां त्वा गणपतिं त्वा गणानां त्वा गणपतिं गणपतिं त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे गणपतिं त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे गणपतिं हवामहे गणपतिं हवामहे कविं हवामहे गणपतिं हवामहे कविं गणपतिमिति गणपतिं हवामहे कविं हवामहे कविं कवीनां कविं हवामहे कविं कवीनां कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् उपमश्रवस्तममित्युपमश्रवः तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणो ब्रह्मणां ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणः ज्येष्ठराजमिति ज्येष्ठराजम् ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पते ब्रह्मणस्पते ब्रह्मणस्पत आनो न आपते ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः पत आनो न आपते पत आनः शृण्वन् आपते पत आनः शृण्वन् आनः न शृण्वन्नो न शृण्वन्नोतिभिः शृण्वन्नो न शृण्वन्नोतिभिः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसेदोतिभिः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदा ओतिभिः सेदसेदोतिभिः सेदसादनं सदनं सेदोतिभिः सेदसादनम् ओतिभिरित्योतिभिः सेदसादनं सदनं सेदसादनम् सदनमिति सदनम् ॐ
So that same mantra, what we did 3 times before, that one mantra only one time in Ganapat takes that long. Okay, 9 minutes. So this is a very small 4-line mantra. So just imagine a mantra which has got 50 lines in this Ganapat. It will take 1 hour. Gayatri mantra will take at least 15 minutes to sing. So that all 10,500 you have to memorize and correctly sing in the Gana part. Then you get a certificate called Ganapati. It should not be single mistake. Okay. So it is a system. One doesn't have to do it, but it is there. Anyway, so this one is the Vedic system. Okay. In the philosophy, we are already done in the first lecture. We are not going to philosophy too much. After this, what happens is, see, Vedavyas was one scholar that time. What he did was, he said that, for common people, this is not possible. Forget it, man. It's waste of time because the memory is also reducing. Day by day, memory of the person is reducing. And the whole world is getting screwed up. Like people are thinking organic food, the organic food shop. The food is supposed to be organic only. But now they have organic food shop and non-organic food shop and partially organic food shop and fast food shop and all these things are all totally corrupted now. So he said the corruption is growing in the memory. So if people are not going to memorize all this, only some people out of million, some 10 people will be doing that. So what he did was, he was very, very brilliant. What he did was, he wrote stories. He wrote stories, and in the stories, he encapsulated the entire Indian philosophy in a story form. Okay, those stories are called Puranas. Purana. And these stories are generally related to those important deities. Deva 1, Deva 2, like that. And one of them is called Ganesha Puran. Ganesha Puran means there is a story of the Ganesha's life. So they created one story, Shiva Puran, another Vishnu Puran. Purana means story. And in that story, it's very, very interesting that, okay, Shiva marries Parvati. Parvati is nothing but the energy goddess. Then Shiva marries Parvati and they get one baby. That baby, Shiva is not ready to marry because he's celibate. So Parvati goes on doing the meditation for years and years and years. And again, she gets dead and she again gets born. Again, she does meditation. After 3 births, she has done so much meditation that she is able to tell the god of sex that please go to Shiva and make him sexually aroused. Then the god of sex goes and he arouses the Shiva from the meditation. But Shiva comes to know that, immediately burns that god of sex called Kamadev. Okay, Kamadev is another god of sex. That's why the book of the Indian sexuality is called Kama Sutra. It's written in a sutra form. It's not only having a sex with another person. Kama Sutra is a very, very extremely deep book. It says how to choose your partner, etc., etc. But anyway, now Ganesh Puran is one of the story form of the Ganesh. So in that they will say how the Ganesh was born, then what does Ganesh form is. So in the all Puranas, all these gods, they got the form. Now they were formless and they became form now. So Ganesh has form. His head looks like elephant head. Belly looks like pregnant baby, pregnant belly. And then he has 4 hands. All these ideas of the form came. Shiva has got long matted lock. Parvati is very, very beautiful lady and etc. Kali looks like that. All these ideas came later. Okay. That is the basis of the Indian Tantrism first. Puja level Tantrism. Now, then there are so many other things. Symbols are there, yantras are there, tantras are there, and so many are there. That is so much that you cannot comprehend. But in the Ganesh Puran, there are many, many, many prayers of Ganesh. So instead of doing this Gananam, Tvam Ganapati, then fire ceremony, and fire ceremony, you have to have a proper environment. Priest should be with washed clothes. Everything should be proper. Instead of that, they are going to do a devotional method where Ganesh is your deity and you pray to Ganesh every day. Okay, and then you can ask the Ganesh. So depending on your level, the prayer can be very, very small. Okay, so these prayers are of different kind prayers are there. So one of the prayer is called stotra. Stotra means it will have stuti. Stuti means they'll go on glorifying that God in certain way. But if you actually look at it, that each glorification contains some philosophy behind that. Okay. So now I will sing you a very small prayer in 1 minute, which has got 12 names of Ganesh only. Okay. It comes from Ganesh Puran. So close the eyes. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. अथ श्री गणपति स्तोत्रम् प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासं स्मरेन् नित्यम् आयुष्कामार्थसिद्धये प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं च एकदन्तं द्वितीयकं तृतीयं कृष्णपिङ्गाक्षं गजवक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लंबोदरं पैचमं च षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमं विघ्नराजेन्द्रं धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं बालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननं द्वादशेतानि नामानि विसन्ध्यं यः पठेन्नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिकरं प्रभो विद्यार्थी लभते विद्यां धनार्थी लभते धनं पुत्रार्थी लभते पुत्रान् मोक्षार्थी लभते गतिं जपेत् गणपति स्तोत्रं षड्भिर्मासैर्फलं लभेत् संवत्सरेण सिद्धिं च लभते नात्र संशयः ओम शांति शांति शांति. So now, see, at the end of this prayer, there are 12 names. At the end, he says, if you sing this prayer very seriously, what will happen? Those effects are given in this prayer. That is called Phalashruti. Phalashruti means what you will get. This is equivalent of that prayers and what you are going to get by those mantras. So, Phalashruti. So, this has led into devotional path. Now, as soon as these forms came, then the different people, they become devotee of different gods because they want to form their own sect. So the biggest sect in India is Vishnu and Shiva. Vishnu is called Vaishnavas and Shivas are called Shaivites. And there is one called Ganapati. That's called Ganapatya. So now they have their own literature, Ganapatya literature, Shaivi literature, and Vishnu literature. Sometimes they fight also with each other. So, philosophically. So, anyway, so this is a worship level understanding. Okay. Then in those Puranas, it will have some story. For example, there was one person and he was not getting child. Then he sang this prayer. Then he made a worship of Ganesh under the tree. He put these, blah, 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 blah. And then he got the child. So now that worship will become very popular. And in that worship, it will be telling that Ganesh likes red flowers. And Ganesh likes a sweet, which is round. Modaka. Muda means happiness. And modaka means it makes you happy when you eat that sweet. So Ganesh likes modak. And the Ganesh has got one mouse in front of him. That mouse is the Ganesha's closest devotee. And that he has purposefully taken the Ganesha's mouse form so that he can constantly serve Ganesh whenever needed. So in case of Shiva, there is a bull. In case of Vishnu, there is a eagle, like that. And then there are different ways of worshipping them. All those worships are the basis of tantric worships, exactly what to do. Then also the tantra forms are there, yantra forms are there, like Ganesha yantra is like that. Shri means the goddess yantra is like that. Vishnu yantra is like that. So each of them has certain effect. So this is integrated with the architecture, feng shui, etc., etc. So you will find that the devotees of these people, They keep those yantras on their wall. It's okay. On their wall, they will put it. And when you go to their when they open a school, they will have one Sri Yantra and one Vishnu Yantra, and like that. So this is an example. Now, in the Atharva Ved, I told you that there are some prayers which are containing mantras in a very technical fashion. That means if you sing those prayers in a particular way, they are supposed to give that effect to you. You have to sing them in a particular tune, then they are going to give that effect. That's the prayer I sang on the first day of Ganesh when you blessed your school. Okay. So that prayer is already recorded, so I don't think I'll sing it again. But you can get the recording from the first day. Okay. Now, just to conclude this to some extent. See, in all over the world now, the maximum spread of any kind of path, spiritual path, always is devotional path. In all the paths, devotional path is the maximum. You will find that in Christianity, Muslim, Judaism, everywhere. The devotional path, devotion to that God, is considered the most important. Even in the Patanjali, there is one topic called Ishvara Pranidhan, which I wrote a book last year. So, in that Ishvara Pranidhan or devotional path, what they do is they fix their deity. It doesn't have to be same for all. There is no one deity. You can be devotee of Vishnu, your wife can be devotee of Hanuman or like that. But what they do is they sing different types of mantras. Okay. Different types of mantras, different types of prayers, different types of worships for the deity. That means their entire life is revolving around that deity. For example, you already know this institute. It's called ISKCON. ISKCON means International Society of Krishna Consciousness. So they are all Vaishnavites and their deity is Krishna. So they always have Krishna statue, Krishna decoration, Krishna related mantras, Krishna related this, and their Maha Mantra, that means the mantra which they are supposed to sing all the time, is Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You'll see that sometimes they're singing for 4 hours, 5 hours, they're dancing, they're totally gone in that. And they are also giving food in the name of Krishna. If there is some problem like Gaza war is there, they will go there and help the people in the name of Krishna. So they'll go there and they won't tell them to become Krishna devotee. They're not converting them. They're only going to sing Krishna and go on giving food or clothes. So their idea is that they should constantly sing about Krishna only and remember Krishna. To do that, the interesting thing is, if they get a boy child, they will name them after Krishna. Krishna has got thousands of names. So they will choose Krishna's name for that child, like XYZ. So whenever they call that child, they're always singing Krishna. If they have a girl, they'll call it Radha. So all the Radhas form names, they will use that names. So their entire family will be named after Krishna and Radha only. So their idea is that they should never forget that Krishna, that is devotional path. That's the maximum path in the spirituality. That so it is not a religious path like people think in Christianity like that. It's a devotional path. That means they want to completely merge in that idea. It's not like the Jesus will help me for getting the president post. No, Jesus has nothing to do with president post. That's a different thing. That's a politics. So these are in Ganesh, there are at least 1,000 prayers, at least, which are all popular. Okay. So there is one kind of prayer that I just want you to understand. Okay. This is done. Take it.
Okay,
Right? Right?
if you don't want to, you can do it.
Almost 10 p.m.
Yeah. Another 10 minutes. You started late also. See, there is one prayer, and you might have heard this name also. It's called Sahasranam. Sahasranam means 1,000 names of that deity. So the most popular Sahasranam is called Vishnu Sahasranam. It's very, very important if somebody is interested in Indian philosophy. This all cannot be done in RYT 200. This is RYT 2000 at least. So Vishnu Sahasranam is the most popular, but Ganesh Sahasranam, I'm going to show you a little bit and then we'll stop. Ganesh Sahasranam. So in Sahasranam, there are 1,000 names of that Ganesh. And the whole prayer is made. It tells you before singing the prayer, what you should, what form of Ganesh you should meditate in your heart. You have to bring that form in your heart and then start singing the prayer. So this prayer will continue for at least 45 minutes, at least. Okay, there are 1,000 names will be there of Ganesh. At the end, it will tell you what benefits you will get. So the interesting thing is that this Ganesh Sahasranam of 1,000 names, there are 11 versions of it. 11 different 1,000 names are there. They are totally different. Another 11,000, 11, another 1,000, another 1,000. That 11 different Sahasranams of Ganesh are there. And one of that is called Gakkaradi. Gakkaradi means all the 1,000 names starts with Ga only. All the 1,000 names of that 1,000 names starts with Ga. Why they start with Ga? Because when you sing those Ga, 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 that Ga is the Bija mantra of Ganesh. So just by singing those 1,000 names, you are singing that Bija mantra 1,000 times. Okay. So now we'll spend another 2-3 minutes to show you this little bit. Oh, you're too long. See, this is the most popular Sahasranam, and I'll sing it for. I'll sing until I finish at least 20 names. So before that, there is a prayer, which also I want to sing. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. अथ श्री महागणपति सहस्रनाम स्तोत्रम् मुनिरुवाच कथं नाम्नां सहस्रं सं गणेश उपदिष्टवान् शिवायै तन्ममाचक्ष्व लोकानुग्रह तत्पर ब्रह्मोवाच देव एव पुरारातिः पुत्रतय जयोद्यमे अनर्चनात् गणेशस्य जातो विघ्नाकुलः किल मनसा स विनिर्धार्य ततस्तद्विघ्न कारणम् महागणपतिं भक्त्या समभ्यर्च्य यथाविधि विघ्न प्रशमनोपायमपृच्छत पराजितः सन्तुष्टः पूजया शम्भोर्महागणपतिः स्वयं सर्वविघ्नैककरणं सर्वकामफलप्रदं ततस्तस्मै स्वकं नाम्नां सहस्रमिदमब्रवीत् अस्य श्री महागणपति सहस्रनाम सूत्रमाला mantrasya. So this is the preface. It is telling why this prayer was written. So far what I read. Now it is starting the initial background. Who is the writer, etc. Om Ganesha Rushihi Mahaganapatirαδevata Nana Vidhani Chandamsi Hum Iti Bijam. See, this is Tantrism. Hum iti bijam. That is a bija mantra. Hum iti bijam. Tung iti shaktihi. Swaha shaktiriti kilakam. Kam iti bijam. Tundam iti shaktihi. Swaha kilakam. Sakala Vigna Vinasanatvara Sri Mahaganapati Prasada Siddharte Jape Viniyogaha. So he's telling that who is the creator of it, who wrote this, etc., etc., and why we are singing this prayer. Mahaganapati Prasada Siddharte Jape Viniyogaha. Now it starts. After this, there is some more thing which I am not singing. In that it says what to do with the fingers. That's called Karanyas. From that, Ashtanga Vinyas name came. Karanyas, Padanyas, all this is there. So you have to place certain mantras on these digits. And then you have to, this is very, very complex. This is Tantrism. Okay. After that, it starts the actual prayer, which I'll sing for 2 minutes only. There are 1,000 names. So I'll sing maybe 20 to 25. Om Ganeshwaro Ganakrido Gananatho Ganadipaha Ekaddanto Vattadundo Gajavaktro Mahodaraha Lambodaro Dhumravarno Vikato Vignanashanaha Sumukho Durmukho Buddho Vignarajo Gajananaha Bhima Pramod Amoda Suranando Madotkadaha Erambas Sambaras Sambul Lamba Karno Mahabalaha Nandano Lampato Birur Meganado Ganaijayaha Vinayako Virupaksho Dhira Shuro Varapradaha Mahaganapadir Buddhi Priyak Chiprapasadanaha Rudrapriyo Ganadyaksha Uma Putro Ganashanaha Kumara Guru Rishana Putro Mushakavahanaha Siddhi Priya Siddhi Vadis Siddha Siddhi Vinayakaha Avignastum Baruschiha Vahini Mohino Priya Kadankado Rajaputra Shalaka Sammika Samhita Ushmanda Sama Sambhutir Durjayo Durjayo Jayaha Bhupatir Bhuvanapatir Bhutanam Patiravyaya Vishwakarta Vishwamuko Vishwarupo Nidirgunihi Kavi Kavinam Rishabho Brahmanyo Brahmanaspati Eshta Rajo Brahmapati Pradipriya Hiranmaya Purantasta Surya Mandala Madhyaga Karahatittasta Sendus Salila Pushadantabit Umanka Keli Kutuki Mukti Dakkula Pavanaha Kiridi Kundali Hari Vanamali Halomaya Vaimukyata Daityashri Pada Hatijakshiri Satyojata Swarnamunja Mekali Durnimitara Duswapnarutmasano Guni Nada Pradishtitaha Surupa Sarvanetradi Vaso Virasanashraya Pitambara Khandarada Khandendra Kutashekaraha. Like this, there is another 40 minutes. So I had memorized this, but now it's around 30% in my memory. But the way I memorized this is I first recorded it in my voice. Then when I'm going to office every day, I put it on. And after some day, I start singing with it. Within 1 month, I got it. So the whole, this Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam, and I memorize maybe around 1,000 prayers. So if I start singing now, tomorrow morning will wake up with all the prayers. Everything correct, perfectly sung. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that if you want to study Tantrism, you have to be that much interested. It is going to take minimum 5 years just to become a beginner student of Tantrism, not by giving some stupid lectures. Then you will start understanding what he is saying. So all the mantras, bija mantras, what does this mean? Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Kham Kim Kam Yam Rum Ram Ram Lim Lim. Each of this has a meaning. And you have to memorize them. Like you have to sing that. Om Ram Rim Chamundai Vishe. Om Ram Rim Chamundai Vishe. You have to sing it at least 100,000 times. Then you are beginning in that path. So if you do like that, then you start coming to know that if you actually sing it, what happens? Means you'll start getting the power of effecting that mantra. It's not simple. You have to be extremely devoted to that. So there are mantras of all different kinds of deities. That's why you have to get hold of one. Doesn't matter which one. So one Christian girl came to me and she was very, very interested in this. So I created Jesus Gayatri mantra for her. I created. She's singing that for last 10 years. She said, Neil, I am getting great effect. What I did not get in the church. She's singing that Jesus Gayatri mantra every day. I go every year to her house now. Her name is Nicole Capel. She's Italian. So Tantrism can be even in the Christianity, you can create it. So first you have to understand what Tantrism means, and first you have to decide whether you want it or not. If you are not dedicated, nothing is going to happen. That's why only Einstein can find relativity. All other people, they maximum they can do is PhD. Only Einstein can do it, sir. Sitting there for 3 days without eating food. It's not a joke. He doesn't even know that he has not eaten food. He said that my mind is so much into that. I want to find that relativity, that theory. So this way, I gave you some idea about why that Ganesh thing is so powerful in India. Why Ganesh festival, and then there are so many things about Ganesh. But this is an example of one deity. Like that, you decide what you want to do. If you want Shakti deity, focus on that and try to get into it. And you have to somehow, the problem is you have to meet somebody who has done it before. Not who gives lectures, who has done it, who can effect that for you. See, I learned this prayer that when I sang on the first day, when I was 12 years old. My teacher, he taught me that prayer. You have to sit like this, and I sang 21 times that prayer. Then he told me, Neil, you have to do it every day, 21. I did 21 every day for 12 years. Then that prayer is totally in my mind. I know each and every small part of that prayer. And I had no idea what I will do with that prayer later. When I was 45 and opened my yoga school, I said, okay, I have to do some prayer. So I did that prayer. And I said, okay, I bought a Walkman, that time. It was expensive Sony Walkman. I thought that I'm great. I bought Walkman. I recorded that prayer and it went into Amazon. And one person in Norway bought that prayer. And in 2013, he said, Neil, I want to learn that prayer from you. So he took me to Norway just to learn that prayer. So that prayer went into Norway, and from Norway, I went to Italy and 19 European countries and other countries. So that prayer caught me there like that. So you have to be devoted to that subject, whatever subject it is. You can't devote to too many. One. That's why for me, yoga only. Forget ladies and all that. Forget it. Only yoga. No married and all that. No time. No pet, nothing. Because I like pet. But once I have a pet, I will give food to that and take care of it. Yoga will be gone. That's why I did not even make yoga school, because once I make school means I have to clean it. I have a yoga mat and this and that. That's why I go to place where there is already a mat and teach there. So you have to devote. That's why this whole program I told you to, because I am a devotee of Ganesh, I told you that, and you can be devotee of anybody. You can be devotee of Donald Trump, doesn't matter. Devote completely. And wherever he takes you, go there. Okay. Yeah.
You said close your eyes and listen. What is the effect of mantra just by listening?
No.
None.
See, first you have to understand that mantra is a sound thing. It's not a visual thing. Okay. So if you use your all senses, your mind will be diverted into 5 senses. So you should use minimum senses for that thing. So mantra only requires sense of audio. You don't need video. So once you close your eyes, you cannot see anything. So your entire focus is on audio only. That's why if you take my chanting lessons in my teacher training, etc., all the lessons are with eyes closed. You can't open the eyes. You have to only listen to me. And once you listen, your mind will focus on that exactly. Now, unfortunately, today language, all the problems came. So you can look at the script for a short time. But after that, the whole thing should be closed eyes. Your focus should be so well. See, I'll sing you the Patanjali's 4th chapter. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Patanjalaye Namaha. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacha. Malam Sharirasya Cha Vaidyakena योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् ओम शांति 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 ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः ओम श्री पतञ्जलये नमः अथ श्री पातञ्जलयोगदर्शनम् कैवल्यपादः जन्मौषधिमन्त्रतपःसमाधिजाः सिद्धयः चात्यन्तरपरिणाम प्रकृत्या पूरात् निमित्तमप्रयोजकं प्रकृतीनां वर्णभेदस्तु ततक्षेत्रिकवत् निर्माणचित्तान्यस्मिता मात्रात् प्रवृत्तिभेदे प्रयोजकं चित्तमेकमनेकेषाम् तत्र ध्यानजमनाशयम् कर्मा शुक्ला कृष्णं योगिनस्त्रिविधमितरेषाम् ततस्तत्विपाकानुगुणानामेवाभिव्यक्तिर्वासनानाम् जातिदेशकालव्यवहितानामप्यानन्तर्यम् स्मृतिसंस्कारयोरेकरूपत्वात् तासामनादित्वं चाशिषो नित्यत्वात् हेतुफलाश्रयालम्बनैः सङ्गृहीतत्वादेशामभावे तदभावः अतीतानागतं स्वरूपतो स्त्यध्वभेदात् धर्माणाम् ते व्यक्तसूक्ष्माः गुणात्मानः परिणामैकत्वात् वस्तुतत्त्वं वस्तुसाम्ये चित्तभेदात् तयोर्विभक्ताः पन्थाः न चैकचित्ततन्त्रं वस्तु तदप्रमाणकं तदा किं स्यात् तदुपरागापेक्षित्वाच्चित्तस्य वस्तु ज्ञाताज्ञातम् सदा ज्ञाताश्चित्तवृत्तयस्तत्प्रभो पुरुषस्यापरिणामित्वात् न तत्स्वाभासं दृश्यत्वात् एकसमये चोभयानवधारणम् चित्तान्तरदृश्ये बुद्धिबुद्धेरतिप्रसङ्ग स्मृतिसङ्करश्च चितेरप्रतिसङ्क्रमायास्तदाकारापत्तौ स्वबुद्धिसंवेदनम् द्रष्टुदृश्योपरक्तं चित्तं सर्वार्थं तदसङ्ख्येयवासनाभिश्चित्रमपि परार्थं संहत्यकारित्वात् विशेषदर्शिन आत्मभावभावना विनिवृत्तिः तथा विवेकनिम्नं कैवल्यप्राग्भारं चित्तम् तच्छिद्रेषु प्रत्ययान्तराणि संस्कारेभ्यः हानमेषां क्लेशवदुक्तम् प्रसङ्ख्यानेऽप्यकुसीदस्य सर्वथा विवेकख्यातेर्धर्ममेघः समाधिः ततः क्लेशकर्मनिवृत्तिः तदा सर्वावर्णमलापेतस्य ज्ञानस्यानन्त्याज्ञेयमल्पम् ततः कृतार्थानां परिणामक्रमसमाप्तिर्गुणानाम् क्षणप्रतियोगी परिणामापरान्त निर्ग्राह्यः क्रमः पुरुषार्थशून्यानां गुणानां प्रतिप्रसवः कैवल्यं स्वरूपप्रतिष्ठा वा चितिशक्तिरिति इति श्रीपातञ्जले योगशास्त्रे कैवल्यनिरूपणं नाम चतुर्थः पादः समाप्तं योगदर्शनम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. This is the fourth chapter. It is half of all the other chapters. So first three chapters are double of these. Total takes 1 hour. I sang it. First I memorized it, 2000 hours. Then I sang it 16,000 hours. With the meaning, with all the meaning. So when I'm singing the whole thing, I know a grammar, meaning, which word, everything. Zero mistake. Then I wrote Patanjali Code after that. So what I want to tell you is that you have to decide one and do it a lot with the focus. Thank you. And you don't have to do it also. Like you can take it easy, but if you are interested, you have to. See, they have to tell the people, the students, what they need to study, how much they need to study, all they should tell. Now, the student will decide whether they want to do. Yeah, take it.
Doesn't matter.
Sleep, 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 samadhi, sleep.
See, when you do the thing which you like, na, there is a different energy level. Generally, I sleep at 8. But as soon as I got into this, like if you tell me that you want to study Patanjali whole night, finished, I will not feel tired at all. Because when the topic is of your interest, energy will come. Not by force, it should automatically come.
So
Oh.
you talk also about Patanjali Code?
Huh?
Do you also, we can also talk about Patanjali?
I can explain a little bit about it. Not going to teach it. Teaching will take time. It has to be a course, a special course. They have to do study and homework. They have to buy the Patanjali Code. Patanjali will take long time to explain.
So what is the difference between Patanjali Sutra and Patanjali Code?
Patanjali Code is a modified Patanjali Sutras. I added 30 sutras to Patanjali. I modified his 30 sutras and I rearranged everything into 12 chapters instead of 4. So it is a reformation of Patanjali. Some missing elements I added, and the whole thing is now understandable very fast. Patanjali is very difficult to understand. It's messed up slokas.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
A lot of information. Has to be
Yeah.
shared.
This is very, very small. You have to understand.
For 30 minutes, but he gave us so much